Good evening. Welcome to News Channel Blue, and today I am your host, Greg Vogel. Tonight we talk about the before and after effect of killing Osama bin Laden. After the attack on 9/11, citizens were worried about there being another attack. To settle this, security increase was needed. People knew that Osama was capable of attacking the U.S. anytime, anywhere, and the sooner we got him, the sooner we would bring justice. 3,000 people died on 9/11 due to two planes crashing into the Twin Towers. As a country, we lived in fear for 10 years. Anxiousness rose, and tension between each household tightened. The president was holding a news conference on May 1st, 2011. No one knew what it was about. It was only until an hour before the president's speech that the whole country knew what had happened that night. In less than 40 minutes, the world's most wanted terrorist and murderer was killed by a task force called SEAL Team 6. When the president spoke, justice was brought to our nation. People in households jumped for joy and hugged everyone around them. Thousands of people cheered, and it was victorious. The death of bin Laden brought us at ease. But it wasn't over. Terrorist groups were still threatening the United States. America still enforces these laws that were set after the attack on 9/11 because we are still at risk from other terrorist groups such as ISIS. Thank you, everybody. And here's Walter with some news in a bit.
Welcome back to News Channel Blue. My name is Walter Abrams, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what happened to the security at the Pentagon after the events of 9/11, which is something that is not often discussed. The cost of rebuilding the Pentagon came to be $5 billion. Construction began in October of 2001 after the attacks, and the project was given to Hensel Phelps Construction Company, and the construction finally completed in February of 2003. One of the first things to happen was the subway and the bus stations were moved away from the entrance in order to avoid the possibility of car bombs. For the bus stations, a $36 million Pentagon Transit Center was built, and the buses were required to be at least 280 feet away from the building. Before the attacks, the buses could be up to 10 feet away. As for the subways, the entrances were built away from the building, and before the attacks, the subway actually went right into the building, into elevators to lead up, and that was changed. In addition, two major highways that passed near the Pentagon were moved and relocated to spots farther away. One of the other phases was the Pentagon entrance facility. This was revamped with closed-circuit television, emergency call stations, better lighting, and multiple security checks, among with other improvements. In addition, a 250,000 square foot remote delivery facility was built on top of an old parking lot. It had canine teams, mirrors to check the undercarriage, and metal detectors. And then once the trucks actually made it inside this facility, the materials were x-rayed and inspected before they could actually be transferred via tunnel to the Pentagon itself. The last thing that happened to increase the security was the Pentagon Force Protection Agency, which is basically the police force of the Pentagon, was totally revamped. They doubled in size to about 800 members, and they upgraded their training and their weapons. For example, instead of carrying 9mm handguns, they now carried .40 caliber guns. Also, the Pentagon added a SWAT team and another team that specialized in chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear incidents. Thank you for tuning in today to News Channel Blue. Fantastic day.